Hey guys, it's been forever since I've done a live chat thing. What's it called? Going live, I guess. But no one has set up yet on here, so I'm just going to just try chilling out and waiting until some people pop up. Welcome! Hello! How are you? But like I was saying, I haven't done a live chat in a while. You guys are probably wondering why. Where have I been? Um, well, hello. How are you? um, I honestly cannot remember most of this month, to be honest with you. I can't remember most of it. I know that this whole virus thing has been stressing me out. Yes, I can see your message, Joe. Is that what you're asking? But I've been suffering from some extreme anxiety because of this virus and because we are currently looking for a house to buy. So I have been freaking out about it and so on. We are trying to move in with a couple of our friends so we can split the bills. And the process of looking for a house is super stressful and it's making my anxiety just shoot up the wall and I just don't know what to do about it. So, any advice, guys, on looking for houses and how to chill out your anxiety? Because my anxiety is all over the place. And sorry if you hear a humming in the background, it is super cold in here, and it's my heater. I missed you too. Welcome. Hi. So, what has been going on with you guys since I haven't been doing live chats in a while? Like I said, I just haven't been remembering this month too well. It's my birthday coming up this month. So that's something I have to look forward to. And I mean seeing my psychiatrist appointment on the 7th. So that's that. So it's going to be a busy month because we're looking for houses, possibly moving. My birthday's coming up. Zach hasn't been working because they come in.
Pancake?
Yes, please.
You did a video.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's live too, so everyone can hear you.
Awesome. Here comes Salem.
That was my dad. My fiance has schizophrenia and he doesn't know how to describe it to me the way that you described it. What advice could I give to him? That is a good question. A lot of times the reason why it's hard for people with these disorders, such as myself, to describe what we're going through is because it's a very scary experience. So I guess the best way for you to tell him to help describe it to you, it would be just take a moment, take a breather, and just try to combine everything into like a story in your head and just start reciting your truths to you. Because when I do it, I have to like come up with a story mode to tell you guys about it because if not I'll go back and forth and then we'll get lost. So that's how I do it, but I also like to write, so but it's not easy talking about it. It's not simple. It's extremely hard. When I talk about my voices, it's hard to remember them because I block them out most of the time. But the things that I see and everything like that, which I haven't been seeing anything lately because of my medication. I've been put up on my medication. So I haven't been seeing anything. I have been hearing occasionally things, but it's when I'm laying down in bed. So that's the best advice I can give is just take a breather and take a step to try to talk about it as carefully as possible. And maybe he'll be able to tell you more about it. It's great to see you again. I'm super bored due to this social isolating. It's depressing. I'm sorry you were going through the anxiety. I'm sorry you're going through the depression. That's very hard to go through too. Glad you came on. I was super bored. Well, I'm trying to entertain you as best as I can. Looking for a new house and moving is one of the most stressful events anyone can go through. I'm currently moving and it's rough. Right? Like, I tried moving when I was living in Florida. I wanted to move into an apartment with my other friend, my really, really good friend. And she ended up bailing out of it because she wanted to stay with her parents at the time, which is perfectly fine. But now trying to move in now is like, now I'm anxious about it. Like before I wasn't. I was like, let's do this. I was really excited about it. I was pumped and ready. I was like, let's do this. Let's save up for it. Let's get into an apartment and start our own lives and stuff like that. But now it's like I am petrified. Like I am literally petrified right now. I parts of me don't want to move, and parts of me are like, this is something you kind of have to do. You're getting older. You're almost 30. You're still living with your parents, and your friends are giving you an opportunity to move in with them, and grow up a little bit, like learning to pay all those bills and learning about mortgage and all the utilities and everything like that, because it's something I never had to worry about because I always had someone I could rely on to take care of me because of my mental disorders. And my parents have always been there to take care of me during them too. So I've always lived with my parents and they've always taken care of me for that, and I cannot be more grateful for that. But now Zach's like, this is something we have to do. I'll take care of you. I'm there for you. We're adults now. We have to be adults and act like adults and do things that adults do. And he makes a lot of points with that. It's just petrifying. Because I don't want to move that far away from my parents' house. I want to be close because I'm afraid my car is going to break down, and my dad knows a lot about cars. So if my car breaks down, at least I'm close by. And because I also know the area well, and because I just don't want to be far away from my parents. I want to be close to my parents. And we're looking for a place that's like 30 minutes away, which is far away from me. And it's just not on my top happy list. Maybe planning out some interior design ideas for the new house could be relaxing. You're quite right, that would be extremely relaxing. However, we do not know the layout of the house yet, so it's hard to do that when you don't have an idea of the layout. Plus, I don't have that much furniture. I mean, we're going to be living down in the basement because we want to look for a place that has a basement that's complete or finished. So then me and Zach have the entire bottom floor and they have the entire top floor. But a lot of basements here in Georgia have low ceilings, so our bed won't fit into a new house basement unless if we raise the ceiling somehow, which really sucks because this is like, I love my bed. My bed's one of my favorite furniture things I've ever had. Like, it's perfect for me. And my husband worked on it. He's the one who stained it. He painted it and stained it and everything like that. So it's hard to let it go. If we end up letting it go, we don't know yet. It's just stressful. So any advice on anxiety would be helpful. I always ask this of you guys because anxiety is a rough disorder and episodes to go through. I mean, I'm so sorry for anyone who has to go through it. It's tough. It's heart racing. You think sometimes you're dying. You have panic attacks and they're scary. You start crying sometimes without realizing it. Like, well, I just been laying in bed crying and I'm like, why am I crying? Zach's like, why are you crying? I'm like, because I'm stressed. My sister stayed in the most until 24, moved out with her boyfriend. She was afraid to take the transition. They are married and have a kid, both employed. 1 second. My cat wanted in. Have you ever heard of the Wim Wolf breathing method? No, I've never heard of that. I think I pronounced it wrong too. Are you guys currently under mandatory shelter in a place in your county? We're supposed to stay inside unless we want to go grocery shopping and get essentials, but they're not enforcing it. We still are capable of going out looking for houses and going into houses and stuff like that. Don't worry, we're staying safe. We're washing our hands and sanitizing and everything like that while we're doing it. But we're allowed to like go with our realtor out to houses and do that stuff. So it's not. I don't think it's. They're not enforcing it. That's all I can say for that. A small amount of blood pressure meds can really help anxiety. Blood pressure meds. I don't think I have any of those. I concentrate on breathing slowly helps me. I've tried breathing slowly, and it kind of does help. But I just find myself going right back into it right after. I used to play video games, and that would help, but I have not been in a video game mood. So nothing has been helping me, not even television, not even reading. And I've been like stress walking where you just walk back and you pace back and forth. I've been doing that. It's just been rough. Tell me about it. I've been going through anxiety so badly lately, and the damn quarantine isn't helping. It's more depressing being on lockdown. It is. It can be very depressing because you can't see friends and family. We still see our friends because we have game night, and no one, and all of our friends are being very careful. It's like only like 5 people. We wash our hands and etc. etc. But we still kind of do what we're not supposed to be doing, which is hanging out with each other. But we're moving in with those friends, so we kind of have to go over there and talk about contracts and house stuff and loans and all that. So we kind of have to be around them. My vision's not that great, so I have to like look closely to read. Yes, we have been in quarantine for over 4 weeks now. Yeah, my husband has been off of work for, I want to say almost 2 weeks now. And he's freaking out because he does not like not working. I am on Cloud 99 a day. It's the same here in Pittsburgh. It's ready for 10. I'm ready for 10. I'm on Paxil Daily. We've been on lockdown here in California for 2 weeks now and got extended until May. Ooh. See, I heard that they're stopping the quarantine. That's the word. On April 30th. Is that true? Is that an actual thing? I haven't been paying much attention lately. I've been focused on house hunting, so I have not been paying any attention to this virus, except for keeping myself clean and washing my hands and everything like that. That's the only thing I've been doing. I'm on Depakine, SRAM, Abilify, and Lithium just for bipolar. I am, for my schizoaffective disorder, depressed type with borderline personality disorder, I'm only on 2 medications. I still get a few episodes here and there, so it's not a perfect dosage yet or a perfect compilation, but it's working for me right now, currently, except for the anxiety. My anxiety is super high. Drinking warm water and smoking hemp helps with my anxiety along with my meds. I used to do CBD for my anxiety, but all the shops are closed, so I can't pick up any oils. The Doom game should help your anxiety. Maybe I play Grand Theft Auto when I'm not on. Maybe I will do that. Tempting. Why is smoking not healthy? Why is smoking not healthy? Cigarettes help me, but it's only a short-term solution, not really healthy. Well, cigarettes are bad for you because of the nicotine and everything else that's in them. Um, I know that weed can cause some problems for certain disorders. For example, it can cause hallucinations. If you already have hallucinations, it can progressively cause more hallucinations. Um, I heard it helps with some mood disorders. It helps calm you down a little bit. So there's that. I've been off work since the 13th, and yeah, the quarantine will end on the 30th. Okay, so that's nice to know. So my husband probably won't go back to work until that day. Huh. That's a long time. We're still waiting for his unemployment check because his work filed for unemployment for all their employees, so they don't have anything to worry about. But we haven't received his unemployment check in 2 weeks. So we don't know if we should go in and unemploy ourselves or if that may cause us issues in the taxes and everything like that. Same here. Good news is that they are seeing very early signs that are slowing down. Cases may still be going up, but at a slower rate. That's good news. I'm glad to hear that. That's that's really relieving. Because all I hear is bad stuff. That's all I ever hear is just bad stuff. That's why I have not been paying attention. I'm like, you know what? I gotta focus on me right now. I gotta not be freaking out about this because my paranoia is already up on high. Um, so yes, I mix half CBD and THC, and it works really well. I'm glad that works well for you. We're going to make it through this. Please do more lives during this shelter in place. I will try, but I've been super busy looking for houses, and I've been, like I said, going through anxiety, and the anxiety has been really keeping me from doing anything whatsoever. I was surprised I even put makeup on like 3 days ago, and I didn't even film it. I should have filmed it because I need to film more. But I've been so anxious that I haven't been filming. I do have a couple of videos saved that I need to work on, but Zach's been here constantly, so I can't do voiceovers because he's so loud. So he's not here right now. He's at a friend's house right now. I'm waiting for him to come back. Actually, it's one of my anxieties right now. Is him driving the car for some reason. Um, I have really weird anxiety spells where they make no sense whatsoever. I have another question concerning my fiance's schizophrenia. He tends to do inappropriate things like urinating outside and doesn't remember it. He said he thinks he's in the bathroom even though not. Um, is he seeing someone, like seeing a psychiatrist or a therapist? Yeah, the media focuses on the death rate too much, I believe. The survival rate is so much higher. Yes, I've heard that, but I also have a lot of family friends that are just negative Nancy's. So all they talk about is the death rates and all they talk about is the bad things. So I try to keep away from that because of that. Yeah, you do know that THC is a drug and is not good for the mental health. This is true. Wish you the best in these hectic times can be triggersome for many. Magnifies our mental health. Mental illness. Yeah, nothing's selfish about focusing on you and finding a stable self. Weed either makes me really manic or messes up my head. That's why I stopped. The one time I tried weed, I um saw things, more things than I normally do. Like the road was melting and my hands were melting and I felt like I couldn't breathe and I was panicking like a lot. And it wasn't bad weed. It was like I don't really want to talk about where I got it from because it was in the past. Sorry, just texting my husband. Okay. Can't be there in a moment. So I have to leave soon because food's done. So what else? My heart's racing right now. Like I can feel it going like this. It's going really fast. And I don't know why. Trying to breathe. The husband of my auntie has coronavirus. It really made me realize how real this virus is. Yeah, my father's friend had gotten it. He learned about it on Wednesday and then he died on Saturday. And that made me realize, like, shit, this is really going on and it's very scary. I never tried CBD oil. Someone tell me how it works. I've tried CBD vape, where you vape it, and that helps short term. Um, I don't have any more because it went bad because I stopped using it because my anxiety got better. But now my anxiety is really, really bad, and I don't have anything. I don't even have gummies. I used to have gummies. They helped a little bit too, but they hurt my teeth because they're gummies. And breathe on a paper bag that helps me. Yes, that does help. I actually had to do that for long term last year when I suffered from anxiety. I had a Dunkin' Donuts paper bag, and I was breathing in and out of it almost constantly. It was bad. It was really bad. Not right now, he isn't. Why aren't you answering my texts? In my case, it's either bipolar or schizophrenia. Both is in the worst case. Doctors always send me to another doctor thinking that he can help me out better than them. Well, are you seeing psychiatrists? Because regular primary doctors are not going to do anything for you. You need to see psychiatrists and therapists. Therapists generally do treatments with you, like speech treatments and talking to you and figuring out what's going on with you in your episodes. And psychiatrists give you the medications you need to help cope and become a more normal in society. Um, so yeah, my school I work at is moving online. Paras don't help. The doorknob just moved. That was spooky. Okay then. Went to summer school. Thankfully, a law was passed that makes districts pay for everyone. I often avoid going to a psychiatrist because it's the voices in my head convince me that I'm fine. Well, then you already know what's going on, honey. You need to go to a psychiatrist. Don't let the voices tell you that you're fine because you have voices. You're hearing things. You're probably seeing things. You probably are going through episodes of extreme depression and anxiety and mood swings, and it's scary, and you need to see someone. You need to see a psychiatrist to help calm those nerves and everything like that. Count to 10 and then say I'm calm 2 times. I don't know if that will work because it's like that's trying to convince yourself that you're calm, and my brain's like, no, no, don't believe that, nah. I was just wondering if there was any reason that he would be doing this and not remember it. Um, well, I'm no doctor. Um, with my issues, I've never had an instance where I was doing something and I can't remember it. I do have a problem with memory where, um, for example, if I heard voices like last year, now I wouldn't remember what they said, but I would remember that I had heard them, if that makes sense. Or, for example, if I were to have seen something last month, I would remember that I saw something, but I might not remember in extreme detail what I had seen. That's my type of memory issue that I have. Um, a lot of times when people blank out like that and find themselves doing things um, without remembering, usually it's DID, dissociative identity disorder. But I'm not a doctor, and I'm not saying that's what he has. But you might want to check into a psychiatrist to see if that's a possibility, because a lot of times people get confused between schizophrenia and DID instead. So let's see. Psychiatrists, but they say they can't help me. Well, they can. Psychiatrists can help you. You just need to go there, listen to their advice, and take the medication they give you. And it might not work right away, and it might work right away. You just have to take it until you figure out your right combination. Sometimes our mind plays tricks on us. That is true. That is true. How is that keeping active since the gyms are closed? We haven't been going to the gym because his work schedule has been preventing him from going to the gym. So he hasn't gone to the gym in like 3 months. So we're actually going to cancel out when we can, when they open next, because we can't right now because they're not open. So there's nothing we can do about that. But he's been mostly watching anime. That's all he's been doing, is just sitting there watching anime. And he watches romances and comedies. If anyone's curious of what he watches, he's really big into the romance stuff. So there's a little piece of information about Zach. I have problems with missing time. I don't have that much problems with missing time at all. I'll admit there might be times where I'll be driving, and then I'll be driving from one place to another place, and then I'll be like, how did I get here? But I think everyone kind of experiences that on occasion. Because it becomes so routine if you drive that route so much that you just kind of blank out when you're driving unless you react to something. Um, but I think everyone kind of experiences that. At least that's what I believe. Every time I try to explain them what's going on, I change thoughts and end up telling them about some other things. I think I should write everything on paper and then read it out loud. That's a good idea. That might be a really good idea to do. So I suggest you doing that next time. I always have this strong urge to just stop my medication and never speak to anyone about it, but everyone tells me take your meds every time. Well, it's probably best that you are taking your meds. Just stopping your medication will make your episodes come back so much more worse. And then you're not going to get better. And you're not going to stay better. And that's not something you want for your life. It's hard thinking about having to take medication because I want my happiness to come from myself, not from pills. That couldn't be a more truer statement that a lot of people believe in, and that prevents them from taking medication. You gotta see it as it's not making you happy, it's taking away the bad for you. So, for my borderline personality disorder, I was angry a lot of the time for no reason. And it wasn't just your normal, oh, I'm angry, I'm gonna just sit myself in a room and stay away from anyone. It's anger that if someone were to approach me, I would make them a victim of my violence. Not like physical violence, but with words. And that made me a bad person. I didn't like who I became when I had that issue. And I wasn't happy. But when I would become happy, I would have extreme jumps of happiness. And it wasn't very often, but I would have extreme lows too of depression and sadness and stuff like that. So when I started taking medication, it took away all of that bad stuff, like the deep depression and the anger, and just took it away. And now I just feel I'm not happy right now because there's a lot of stress going around, but I am in a better place. It's hard thinking about having to take medication. Okay, ready for that? My Lamictal helps my mood, but at a time blocks my creativity. I don't know what is worse than the medication or the disease. I would say the disease, because eventually it will get worse to the point where you won't have any creativity at all, depending what you have. Mine takes away my motivation. Like, I have no motivation whatsoever to do anything. I really have to push it to film and read and write and watch TV and do anything. I'm going to have to talk to my psychiatrist about that, because I'm on Wellbutrin, which is supposed to, like, help me get through that part of my phase. Like, it's supposed to help me get motivated and get up and do stuff. But I think I need to go up on dosages, because I don't think the 150 is really helping me with that. Not remembering how you got somewhere after you've driven there is extremely common, and it's called mind wandering. See? I knew it was something that's normal. I knew it. There we go. If you'd come to choose destiny or fate, if you'd have to choose destiny or fate, that's an interesting question. I really don't have an answer for you, because destiny is like it's planned out for you. It is your destiny. You were the chosen one. Fate is, I don't know what you would really call fate. It'd be like, well, this is the end for you. This is what the ending is for you. You're fated. Is that a word? I don't think that's a word. I'm gonna look it up now. I gotta leave that up. New page. Fated. It is a word. Fated is a word. Okay, well, there you go. You're like fate. Now I'm going to read that definition for that. It popped up for me. To be destined to happen, turn out, or act in a particular way. So it's kind of similar to destiny. Destiny. The events that will necessarily happen to a particular person or thing in the future. It's kind of similar, so I wouldn't really know. Do you think people with schizophrenia can love their own way? My BF, who is schizo, often tells me he will never experience love how a normal person does. I wouldn't say that's true, because I've met people with schizophrenia that love people normally. Their moods might be different. My mood is certainly different. I'm schizoaffective. So my schizoaffective is with depression and borderline personality disorder. So my love is an extreme type of love, meaning I get obsessive like bad. And so much hair just came out of my head. What the fuck? Sorry. So my love is very obsessive. I can get panicky when I don't get a text after a certain time period. I get paranoid easily. I don't have that much trust very easily. But I have a lot of love, like, to give. And I just keep hearing something outside my door. And so on and so forth. So I think everyone experiences love differently. The people who really experience love differently are sociopaths and psychopaths and antisocial disorder. So if he feels like that, he needs to see someone, a specialist, and ask about the potential of experiencing love in maybe a sociopathic way, and see if maybe he is getting confused with the terms of love, or if he truly has a disorder that's like that, and it's preventing him from feeling certain ways. I actually meant fate or coincidence. I guess fate, because it's planned out. Coincidence is like, oh, well, that happened. What a coincidence. And that can sometimes come as a surprise or not routine, and that can be very frustrating for some people like me. I don't know why my anxiety attacks come on sometimes for no reason at all. I don't know why either. It's really bad. Like, my anxiety has been hitting me terribly for the last month. Well, I have to go and eat dinner now, guys, which is apparently pancakes. So, I'll see you guys next time I live stream, which I do not know when because I'm looking for houses and I'm very, very, very busy. So, we'll see. I'll try to get on as soon as possible. And hopefully we can come up with some subjects to talk about. Okay, bye!